All right. Positive energy all the time. Rep your city, represent your city. We got Buffalo in the building. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the house. We got Harrisburg in the building. Of course, everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. I am representing Chicago, Illinois. We have the beautiful and lovely April in the building representing Miami Beach. Oh, and by the way, April, I have seen your post on, I think, Facebook or Instagram. I think Facebook, where you're trying to raise some money because you're going through something. I did go over there and make a donation. If y'all can support our sister April on her GoFundMe. Mods, copy that GoFundMe and post it every now and then. Let's try to see if we can help her raise this $2,000 I think she's trying to raise to get her car back going and get back to work. So yeah, I don't want to see any of my subscribers missing work or homeless or nothing like that. So help the young queen out. And any of you all, if you get in a really bad situation and you got to GoFundMe, I'll go vet it and make sure it's legitimate, and I will come and let our family over here know, and we'll try to help you out. That's the least we could do. I'll send you a little something. Just don't be scamming. Make sure it's legit. I checked April out. It's legit. So, April, I did send you $50. Okay, I hope that helps. And I'll check from time to time, see if we could get you up to that 2,000. We got Miami in the building. Who else we got? We got Las Vegas in the building with the beautiful and very cute Punchy. Punchy put the cutest pictures you can find up here. We got Oakland in the building. We got Orlando in the building. We got Baltimore in the building. Kurt says the home of the Max in the place. He ain't lying. Shout out to all my people in Oakland. You know, I love y'all in Oakland, San Francisco, but you know, I love y'all up there in Oakland. I miss Oakland. Oh, I miss California. I miss Oakland. Sacktown. I miss Sacramento. I miss California. Ventura, all my people in Ventura. San Juan Capistrano, of course, Los Angeles. And San Diego. It's a lot going on in California. We got Atlanta in the building. Marco has been in the building. We got Pittsburgh in the house. We got Fresno in the building. Yeah, I looked out for you. I see you. So I was the first one. But I see you just put it up there. Maywood, Greensboro. I tell you what, I will send you whatever they send me doing this live. I will put it in your GoFundMe. Okay, I make a little sacrificey face. You get a lot of good things happen when you do good things. Good things come back. We got Atlanta City in the building up there in New Jersey. We got the ATL in the building. Yeah, when you do good things come back. I'd rather help somebody like that. I don't like giving money out on the streets though, but I do help people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? No problem, sweet cutie pie. The cutie pie look like. Y'all brothers better step y'all game up for all these cutie pies over here. Why y'all ain't shaking and moving on the queens? Mm-hmm. I can't do nothing with all these queens over here. There's too many of them. Come on in. Let us know what's going on. If I got mods, post April's link and ask people to give her a couple dollars. And let's help her out. Let's see. Is this the link? Let me see. Let me go to the page. Where is the page? Here we go. Let's help the sister out. Last time, y'all, it was a big success. We raised the money for the young lady, Anta. Her mother was a longtime viewer, has been a longtime viewer and supporter of my channel. And her mother happens to be from Chicago, so she be going extra hard because I'm from Chicago, and they live down in New Orleans. And I got a lot of nieces, internet nieces and nephews, because, yeah, so listen, go to this page and support this sister. And let's try to help her with her situation. But yeah, I got a lot of nieces and nephews on the internet, and her daughters is like my little internet nieces, and one of them is doing so good, boy. They got a great mother, and they had to try to raise some money because she was getting her first apartment, and we made that happen over here. We helped that young lady get her apartment, Anta. And that was a nice thing. And actually we did so well, and I liked it so much, I started a movement that I will be doing every year around back to school. So usually June, July, usually August, the college kids need to get it together. So I got a movement I'm working on that I'm going to be doing every end of July. I'll do an end of July to give time, see how many young people we can help. And we're going to be helping young people get a little extra money to go to school for their little books or whatever, their little clothes, or for their little dorm or whatever, their little apartments. So I got that going on thanks to y'all when we helped that young lady. And she got in there. They didn't rob nobody. They only raised the money they asked for. Once they reached their goal and she moved in, she got a job. So that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I started a whole movement for that. It's going to pop off. Check it out. So yeah, I got the Get in School movement going. So over here on Pharaoh Said That, the Pharaoh Said That crew, we're going to be helping some of these young people at the end of July when they're trying to get back to school. Their parents struggle to get them to school. We're going to send mama a little money, send mama and daddy some bucks to help the babies, or send it to them directly. They might be sophomores, juniors, they on their own. Or they reach out and let me know, oh, Big Pharaoh, man, I gotta go back to school. My money's a little tight. I'm just trying to get a little money. I gotta buy a small refrigerator for my room, and boom, I'm gonna help them. We're gonna get these young people in school. So thanks to Anta and her mother for because they reached out to me and I helped them. It went really well. We did good over here too, boy. Man, listen, we got that girl, man. Next thing I know, they showed the U-Haul truck. She was at her new apartment. I'm gonna go get an update too. I'll bring her in the live. We're gonna get an update on how young Anta is doing. She's very smart too. Very smart young lady. So yeah, we did that. We sent that we helped that young lady get her first apartment when she moved off the dorm. I think to start her sophomore year. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? You all deserve a pat on the back for that, okay? Yeah, you all deserve a round of applause for that. You know, we made that pop. You know what I'm saying? We made that pop. We helped her. You know what I'm saying? Do something with this internet besides beef and trolling and you know what I mean? Do something. So now we're gonna help. So now we're gonna help this young lady with her situation. Which yeah, I understand. A car broke down. Boom, some people did her dirty. So sold her car, did her dirty. Now she got to come up with this money to get the registration. She don't want to drive it, take a chance to get a ticket. Boom. She be honest with her boss. Boom. They tell her, okay, you can leave and get that together. Come back. We say we'll bring you back in on your job. But then, she ain't making no money. Rent's due and still ain't got their car together. So we get that 2 grand. She could go ahead and take that $500 and get the car together, pay her rent and get back to work. Or even if that job has to wait a while to put her back in there, if she got her car, she can make some money. She could DoorDash. She could, you know what I'm saying? She could, what's the other food? She could deliver food. She could get some money. Boy, if you ain't got no car, and I think she live in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, if you ain't got no car in Florida, well, if you ain't got no car, period, boy, it's hard to make some money if you ain't got no car. Because you got to try to find a job. If you got a car, you got a job. If you got a car, yeah, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and there's one more. Oh, she could do what's the name? She could do the other one, where you go buy the food. She could do the one where you buy the food. What's the one where you go pick up the food? That one pay. Where you go grocery shopping. Hey, that one pay. Instacart. Instacart. Yeah. That one pay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those things is a blessing. I love Uber. I love Lyft. I love Instacart, DoorDash. All those things are blessings. So many people are able to feed their families, pay their bills without looking for a job. You know what I mean? Yeah, boy. I made a lot of money with Uber. I love Uber. Oh, I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money with Uber. I ain't lying. Yeah, if you ain't got no boy, if you ain't got no car, you done. Let's see. She say, my profession is driving as a home expert. I work in sales. Either way, you need a car. Right. Right. Heck yeah. We gonna get you back up on your feet. Trust me. I gave you $50. Everything somebody donate to me today, I'm going for this live, I'm gonna give you that too. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. So y'all support the channel, super chat, cash app, Venmo, PayPal. The super chat, when I get that, I won't be able to help you with that because I gotta wait till the not just for Uber to pay me. But it definitely can help you if I get a Venmo, cash app, and PayPal. I can send you that. So I'm gonna send you whatever I get on this live. And DM me on Pharaoh said that on Instagram, and I'll keep over what's going on. I'll keep over what's going on, and we'll get you back up on you. We'll get you back up and rolling. Because a lot of times people be go getters, but they just something just happened. You know what I'm saying? I like go getters. They go get their money. Something happened though. Sometimes you do need a lot of help, and people don't like to ask for help. So yeah, this is the page right here. She says this is the company she was working for, Ashurion. Okay, I gave her $50, and we're gonna make it happen. So somebody match my $50. So let's get her back up and going. Let's make it do what it do. And if you get messed up, don't you just sit there and cry. You come over here and let us know. So if you get messed up, especially if you're here all the time, and we know you and you always in the live and stuff, and you hit me up, I'm gonna go vet it, I'm gonna go check it out, make sure it's thorough, that you ain't scamming, and then we're gonna make it do what it do. Right? And to be honest with you, Foundational Black Americans and other blacks, we might have to end up doing that a lot. The way things is looking economically, we might have to be doing food drives and all that. It's looking a little shaky. Right? So post the link if you can, April. I don't know if it'll let you post the link, but mods, copy this link and post the link, okay? And it's in the description. Go to the top of the description, you'll see the link. I put it in the description. So today, I'm gonna talk about the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just talking. I'm not a political hack, so please don't y'all go crazy. I wouldn't call myself a Democrat. I don't feel like I'm a Democrat, but I vote Democrat, but I don't really vote Democrat. It's just who I be voting for, just be a Democrat. That irritates me. Don't that irritate y'all? Like you like somebody and they're a Republican. So you vote for them, and then they say you're a Republican. But you ain't really a Republican. You just like this person and they're a Republican. Am I the only one that'll vote for somebody and they're a Democrat and then they try to call me a Democrat? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know I was a Democrat. I don't like the way they give me the whole party because I vote for somebody. Don't give me the whole party. Like if I'm in Chicago and somebody running for mayor and I want to vote for them, they're a Democrat. But let's say somebody want to run for governor and he got some great or she got some great ideas. And the Democrat running for governor don't, and they catch my attention, I'm gonna vote for the Republican one with the great ideas. But that don't mean I'm a Republican. That'd be a little weird. But in this country, you do got this Republican Democrat thing. So now everybody knows that mostly black Americans voted Democrat mostly because the black politicians be Democrats. Duh. So we be Democrats by default because we be voting for the black people, right? Which, nothing's wrong with that when you live in a predominantly white society and you black. Yeah, you're gonna vote for the black person because everybody's white all the time, right? So you can't say, well, why you vote for the black one? You don't have to vote for the white one because everybody white. So you don't gotta vote white, right? If two white men are running for president, you don't gotta vote white because it's white anyway, right? But then when I vote black, you're like, you vote black. You've been voting white all the time. It just wasn't white, but it was white. Right? It was white, but it wasn't white, but it was white. You know what I'm saying? It was white by default. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I would just vote racial all the time, but I don't vote. So I only vote for certain people. There's got to be certain people even get me to vote. Right? But the system is what it is, and I'm talking about the system the way it is. And the system is Democrat and Republican. Now, I've never really thought about no Republican voting. I'm going to be honest with you. And I campaigned for Harris because I just wanted to show people what it's like to campaign. But I wasn't campaigning for her as a Democrat or as a black or brown person. I was campaigning for a woman. But nobody never understood what I was talking about. So I was campaigning. I wanted a woman to be president, even if she sucked. Right? Like bad Pharaoh. But I wanted a woman I wanted to break some barriers around here. Boy, when we gonna get a woman? I wanted Hillary to win. I wanted Harris to win. But I got mixed emotions because I like Trump throwing out all the migrants. Can I say that? So I got to live with the fact that if Harris would have won, she wouldn't have thrown out all the migrants, which Trump is doing a great job throwing out migrants. He's doing a wonderful job because, migrants, they let too many people in. It's too many. I'm not anti-migrant. I'm anti a whole bunch of migrants before you take care of American citizens. You don't go and have American citizens struggling and be trying to help people from other countries. They got to stay home until we get ourselves together. Then we'll send for you. So this recent migrant situation under Sleepy Joe, now Sleepy Trump is doing something, right? And so I don't want no Democrats to get in there and let a bunch of people back in here. There, I said it. Whoever's going to keep them out, that's who need to win. And I never voted for no issues like that. So I'm kind of tripping because the next presidential election, I ain't voting for nobody going to let people back in here. And I probably would vote for whoever going to keep them out if I'm afraid that the other person's going to win and let them in. So this would be the first time in my whole life that I voted not based on race, because I voted on race. I only voted for black people. Nah, 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 nah. I only voted for black people my whole life. I never voted for nobody but black people. But I'm black. What do you? How many white people only voted for white people, but they didn't intentionally only voted for white people? Only white people been running, right? So I've only voted black. And I'm trying to think would I vote for a white person if they was gonna keep the migrants out? And ooh, that'll be the first time I broke ranks and went off code. You know what I'm saying? I want the migrants out. I don't like all the migrants, man. I don't like all the migrants. I don't like the way they did it. I don't like the way they bring them in. I don't like the way they don't introduce them into the country, how they let them come and overtake the country like they did in California. Too many Mexicans ruined LA, turned LA into Mexico. Like you gotta vet them when you gotta bring them in slowly so you could keep your American ideology, your American whatever you want to call it, the way you live in America, your American lifestyle. Let's say that. You want to keep a United States lifestyle. You don't want no Tijuana lifestyle. We don't want no Somalia lifestyle. We don't want no Venezuelan lifestyle. We already got a lifestyle. And foundational Black Americans help develop that lifestyle. Now, we don't want nobody come messing up our lifestyle. I'll give you an example. I used to sell incense. When I first got to LA, I started selling incense, me and my queen and my boy downtown. We would sell like $600-$700 worth of incense a day, right? Everybody laughing, we selling incense. We grabbing $700 a day. Imagine $700 a day in 1982. When you banking, right? Permit is what? $200 a month? Do the math, right? So, boom, I moved to Hawaii. After about 4 or 5 years, I come back to LA. I go downtown. It's just Mexicans everywhere. Now they defecating between cars, urinating between cars. They all the way down. So now Tom Bradley, which was the black mayor, he banned anybody selling anything because the Mexicans came and made it trashy, right? So the mayor banned it, chased them all off. I stayed down there dipping. Boom, one day I was down there. I used to see the police come from this way and I would dip off. So one day the police came from this way. When I turned around, it was a police lady. She said, "You under arrest." And I went to jail for selling incense, all because the Mexicans messed up my hustle, made it look tacky. When I was doing it, it was classy. It was just me and one Mexican lady that sold the mangoes on the stick. She was classy. She was clean. She had a nice, clean cart. You know, she added to being downtown. But when I went to Hawaii and came back and all the Mexicans, you should have seen it, man. And I went to jail at the Glass House with the Crips and the Bloods for 3 days. And these back in the ancient times, I'm a young roster. We don't got no phone. We used the guy we was renting from. We would knock on his door if we had to make a phone call. People didn't do no bunch of calling. And then you put money in the doggone payphone and call. So for 3 days, my queen with the children didn't know where the hell I was at. I was in the Glass House with the Crips and the Blood. Shout out Cuz, Blood. You know what I'm saying? They was cool in there with Rasta, you know what I mean? And the Mexicans and some Mexicans. One time it was going to be a fight between the black dude and the Mexicans. I was tripped out. We It's like the glass house is like they lock you up in a big room, and it ain't no bars. It's glass. It's a whole bunch of beds, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 46, like 20 bunk beds, or like 40 beds, real top. A man on the top and a man on the bottom, and we have one room, and it's like glass. That's why they call it the glass house. So it's a glass, it ain't bars. And the lights in the hallway stay on, so it never be dark in there. It's like torture. The lights go off in there, but the bright lights be shining from in the hall in between. On the other side, it's a group of 40 dudes too. So you looking across at it, it's crazy. And a brother and a Mexican was getting ready to fight. I never forget it. And the blacks and the Mexicans was like, don't nobody get in it. It was deep. So the blacks and the Mexicans circled the fight. So no other black could help the black, and no other Mexican could help the Mexican, so it wouldn't turn to a racial thing. It was deep. So I went to jail for selling incense because the Mexicans came and bought a Tijuana, third world type situation downtown LA and trashed the whole situation. Now I ended up moving back to Chicago. Then you had the Rodney King situation, Rodney King riots, and then more Mexicans took over, and more Mexicans, and then they didn't do a good job with the border. So now, man, MacArthur Park and all that, you should see, man. LA, man, they didn't ruin LA. And it's like the Olympics finna come, and Trump got to get them illegals out of there. Got to send them back to Mexico. When you let too many people come from a society that's not as sophisticated as yours, they bring down your way of living. This ain't about racism. This ain't about hate. This is about a certain way of living. And when you're dealing with people, you have to bring in a few at a time, a few Mexicans or a few Venezuelans or a few Somalis or a few Haitians at a time so that they adapt to your lifestyle. But if you bring a whole bunch of them, they're going to bring their lifestyle with them and ruin the landscape of your country. That's just a fact. Like what the Somalians did up there in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. Ruined, turned the place to Mogadishu. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now the Democrats is in a lot of trouble because ain't nobody going to vote for no whole bunch of migrants to be in the country. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know what the Democrats going to do, but they not winning no election. Like I would actually be the first time I vote for a white person or against, I would vote against anybody that's trying to bring them people in here. Be the first time in my life I voted for a specific reason other than race. Bad Pharaoh. You should have never been voting race. But I was. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. But I don't want no Democrat back in there. Hey Alexis, I don't want no Democrat. I don't want no Democrat in there if they're gonna open up the border and let them people come in. Because here in Chicago, if they don't get these Venezuelans out of here and they start trying to get too powerful, it's gonna be gang wars. Of course, the Venezuelans gonna get mopped, but also the main war, right? If a bunch of Venezuelans set up gangs in Chicago, the main war is not going to be between the black gangs and the Venezuelans. It's going to be against the Latin kings and the Venezuelans. That's a fact. And it's going to be nasty. And the two ones, that's who it's going to be against. That's who it's going to be about. Let me tell you. That's where the problem's gonna be. The Latin dragons, the Latin eagles, the Latin kings, the 2-1s. That's where the problem's gonna be. I'm telling you. It'll be horrible. The Spanish Cobras, they're gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. The Saints is gonna be horrible. The Spanish Cobras, the Maniac Latin Disciples, it's gonna be horrible. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They can't. If they do that, it's gonna be horrible. Because them other Latin gangs, they plugged in with the black gangs, but they're not gonna be plugged in with them Venezuelans. They're not. I mean the 2-6s, my bad. The 2-6 nation. They not. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. It's not. That's not gonna work. It's not. We having a hard enough time with the 2-6s and the kings. You can't bring no Trinitarios and you can't bring that in here, man. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. You know what I mean? And Lord have mercy if they start beefing with the blacks. They start beefing with the blacks. Man, that's gonna go bad. That's gonna go real bad. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be bad. Let them. It's not our fight, man. Let me tell you something. It's not your fight until a stray bullet hit your baby, though. When a stray bullet hit your baby. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it real with you, baby girl. Like you just don't understand. You don't understand the dynamics of gang wars. It is innocent. It's innocent victims in gang wars. Positive Queen. I'm telling you. And see what happens is, you see, the 2-6s and the Latin Kings, they all in the same area, right? Positive Queen in the same area. But the Venezuelans, they'll be in some of the black neighborhoods. So now if they get to beefing, the 2-6s and the Kings gonna have to come in areas that's got some Venezuelans living in the middle of the black community, and they wars is going to now spread in our area. Like when these two be beefing, it stays in their area. Now, mind you, you got black Latin Kings. You see the black dude on the porch? You got black Latin kings and stuff, right? Now I understand what she's saying. She said let them fight because she thinking they just over there fighting, and she would be right. But it won't stay over there because positive queen because they not because the Venezuelans are not gonna be over in their neighborhood because their neighborhood is full already. So they're gonna be moving in abandoned apartment buildings in the black community. And all hell gonna break loose. And then, like I said, the first time one of them do something to a young black lady, a girl, and her boyfriend Beatty or GD or Blackstone or Four Corner Hustle or something, it's gonna go bad for the Venezuelans. It's gonna go bad for the Venezuelans. You know what I'm saying? Because the they don't even play with us. Listen, you see these two Hispanic gangs, they don't play with the black gangs. Y'all got to understand the black gangs in Chicago, nobody play with them. That's a fact. And so if you bring the Venezuelans, it'll be bad for them. It'll be real bad. It'll be bad for them. They got to get them out of here. As soon as they make the wrong mistake, it's going to go bad. Does Canada have the similar problem as the U.S. with the immigrants? By Canada being far, of course they're not going to get people coming across the border because Canada's not by the South American border. South America and Mexico is on the border of the South United States. They got to go all the way through the United States to get up to Canada. So they got immigrant problems, but they got a different immigrant problem. They don't got the immigrants we got. Canada got a whole bunch of Caribbean immigrants in Canada. So Canada got a bunch of Trinidadians, Jamaicans, Virgin Islanders, like that, up there. Up there in Canada. Because I used to work the big Caribbean festival in Detroit, and the bridge to Canada is there. And there would be a whole bunch of black Caribbeans would come to that festival. I used to rake up. I had these dolls for 20. I sold them for $25 and $35 that I would get from Nicholas Novelty, and these little black dolls, and they each one would be dressed like they where they from. So the Dominican doll, she'd have on the all Dominican outfit, the Dominican flag. The Jamaican doll, she had on the Jamaican colors with the Jamaican flag. And oh man, oh God, you know how many of those I used to sell? I had Dominica. And the reason I used to sell so many, I had every island. So they would come up and, I bet you don't have St. Croix. Bam, St. Croix. They'd be like, I bet you don't have Tobago. Bam. I got Trinidad and Tobago. I was killing the game. Shout out to Nicholas Novelty. On the side note, in business, the more you invest, the more you make. So I didn't just order a few dials. I ordered every island. So I got $5 from every island. I had more from Jamaica and Trinidad. But I had all the islands, every name of island I had to dial, including Puerto Rican. I wish I would have kept, I should have kept one from every place. I blew that. You know what those will be worth in the future? They were beautiful. I made 20, boy, that's making it. But yeah, and so they come across from Canada to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But for the Democratic Party, for the Democratic Party to survive, they need to deal with immigration. But what my advice would be to the Democratic Party is to build a strong immigration system so that you have legal, vetted immigrants. That will work. That's the only hope for the Democrats if they're going to deal with immigration. They're going to have to work to build a legal, vetted immigration system that lets in this many, shuts down. So many, so long it shuts down. Let those get acclimated. Let those ones get into the country. Let them become Americans. Then open it back up and bring some more. Because when you bring too many, they never become Americans. They change your country into their country. That's what the Somalians did up there in Minneapolis. Instead of them coming and becoming Americans, they turned the place to Mogadishu. They turned the place to Somalia. That ain't what you want. You don't want to turn Minnesota into Somalia. You want them to come and turn into American citizens and to fit into our lifestyle. You don't want them to come and now they got goats all on the street and defecating in the street and all of this. You don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You don't want that. So the Democrats, if they don't do something, they're going to be out of power. It's going to be over for the Democrats. The Democrats are going to be over with. They're going to be done. If they don't figure out some type of way to deal with immigration, because nobody wants them people to come back the way they was functioning. Nobody wants them back over here based on the way they was functioning. That was a total failure. A total failure. Nobody, come on. What are we doing? So I'm not sure how they're going to survive. It looks to me that the Democratic Party is going to be finished. Here in Chicago, they trying to turn Chicago red. Foundational Black Americans want to vote red. They got a whole group turn Chicago red. I kid you not. I kid you not. Here in Chicago, they got a whole group that's pushing turn Chicago red. I kid you not. Right now. Watch. It's a big movement, and they are not playing. Look, they not playing. They're not playing. They want to vote Republican. And right now, Chicago's no longer going to be uh, a Democratic city. It's going to be over with. I kid you not. They want to turn Chicago red. Right now in Chicago. It's a big movement. It's a big movement. The one queen, she's heading it up. She not playing no games. You understand? She ain't playing no games. Okay? None. And they try to flip Chicago red. Chicago flips red. I kid you not. I don't know what the Democrats are going to do. But they better do something. And they better do it quick. Because if the Democrats don't figure it out, they are done. Done. They won't win the election for a long time. I bring you all the real information. They're not playing no games. It's serious. And the Democrats making the wrong moves. They're making the wrong moves. Because you think I'm lying? Chicago flips red. They are not playing. They're not playing no games. Am I worried about it? I don't care. Because the thing is, I don't care about, because I don't do blue. I don't do Democrat, Republican, I don't do that. So I don't care. I've only voted, like I said, when a black person is running, so that we have some black representation. So I've only voted for black representation. But if the black representation is going to bring in a bunch of immigrants that's going to hurt black people, then they're not qualified to vote for. Because I only vote for blacks that's qualified. I just don't vote for anybody just because you black. You have to be able to show me where there's a possibility that you're going to do something. And if you're black, but you're going to get in there and do stuff that hurts the black community, then I'm against you. Because we work too hard for you to come in here and bring somebody in here and give them all kind of special treatment and give them all kind of funding and everything, and you ain't even fixing up the community of the people that been here, the white ones, the Asian ones, or the black ones that's already been here. You ain't even doing nothing for the Americans that's here. And you just gonna bring in a bunch of other people and give them billions and billions of dollars? Look at all that money they lost up there in Minneapolis, talking about they ain't got no reparations. Y'all ain't got no reparations, but y'all let them people send $8 billion to Somalia? Really? So like we don't want them spending no money on no immigrants until they take care of American citizens. I was just watching an African brother today, and he said all the time his relatives in Africa keep begging for money, and he's sending them money, He said they don't call, ask him how he doing nothing. They just begging for money. He said he come to find out some of his relatives he sent money to living better than him. And he like, I'm over here struggling. And only time y'all call me is just money. Send me money. Can you send me money? Can you send me money? Can you send me money? It is the worst. Listen, it is bad economics to bring in a bunch of people that's going to mail money out the country. When you bring a bunch of South Americans and Africans to this country, they're going to mail the money out of the country. That's not good economical politics. Why would you want a bunch of Haitians and Africans and South Americans here that's going to mail out trillions of dollars out of here that ain't never going to come back? Our economy is based on the money circulating. When they mail it out, that's not circulating. Now, all that money, they done sent it over to East Africa. Them Somalians. Then took money out the country and sent it out the country. All kind of terrorists and everybody using. People over there living better than over here. You understand? You said waiting for white folks to figure it out. I mean, the dominant society always gonna run stuff. It's 360 million people in America, and only 50 million of them is black. So you can't expect 50 million to do something with the other 310 million. Yeah, the United States government stopped it. The government is making a big mistake. And so the Republicans are kicking these people out. If the Democrats is going to bring them back in, yeah, they don't come no more. West Coast disturbing racist, third world Filipino refugees in Vegas. Exactly. And nobody want to go to Vegas. The Nigerians, as everybody know, the Nigerians are some of the biggest scammers in the whole world. Been like that. They don't like Nigerians in Africa. They don't like Nigerians in Ghana. They don't like Nigerians in South Africa. They don't like Nigerians in Kenya. Nigerians go around and rob Africa. Facts. Ask some Africans. Nigerians are known as scammers, unfortunately, because they got a lot of doctors and professionals, and the scammers is hurting the Nigerian doctors and professionals. Facts. There's brothers and sisters from Nigeria work real hard to get their professions, but the scammers is ruining it for them. They're going to throw them out too. They're going to throw the Nigerians out. They're going to throw them out. If Trump stay in office a full term, they're going to kick the Nigerians out. That's a fact. They're going to start. Right now, they waiting for them to decide on that birthright stuff. And once they get rid of birthright citizenship, they kicking all these people out of here. Ain't no more that come over and have no baby and your baby American citizen. No, your baby not. So a lot of these people that think their kids is American, they heart gonna be broken. Because your baby is not gonna be no American. Your baby not gonna be American. If you came over from Kenya and you had a baby, and that baby got American citizen, that citizenship gonna be revoked, and you and your baby is gonna be Kenyans, and you're gonna have to leave. And all that coming over here, dumping babies over here and all that. And you know the African brothers and sisters, they dumb. Cause why would you come over here and start bragging about you doing better than Black Americans and all of that, and then they find out that you done came over and had a baby? You know, I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with the Africans. Like they stupid. Why would you get on social media beefing about you coming over here doing better? And white America's gonna see that and go, "Yeah, you coming over here doing better than me too." Dumb. Why would you do that? Why would you make that a thing that you bragging? Oh, we coming over here and taking more money than you. You know what I'm saying? And everybody like, "Oh, are you? Okay, get out." You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Crazy. Trolling in front of the FBI and immigration. you trying to troll me, but immigration and the government is watching you. Duh. Bragging about coming over here and doing so much better than everybody. What? And then white Americans gonna ride with Black Americans. They're not gonna ride with you. Duh. What is wrong with Black immigrants that think they come over here and think white America gonna side with them? If white America's got to choose between us and y'all gonna lose every time. Trump just said it. Get rid of birthright citizenship. That was for slaves. That's for Black America. That's not for y'all. Basically, they're going to make it official. Birthright citizenship was made for slaves. Those older whites that did that had no idea about y'all coming now. They made birthright citizenship based on then and based on slaves to make the babies of slaves automatically have citizenship because the slaves was not considered citizens. Had nothing to do with no brother from no Africa or Jamaica. No, birthright citizenship have nothing to do with you at all. And who would give birthright citizenship to West African countries that participated in slavery? Anyway, I mean, keep it real. You was kind of in on it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of foundation Black Americans, we feel like West Africa owes money. They owe us reparations too. As soon as we get these reparations, we're going to start pushing for reparations from West Africa. They're going to have to pay for what they did. They sold their own people down the drain. Facts. Still today. They still doing that today over there. So the Democrats is between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you the truth. Because I talked to some Black Americans yesterday, some foundational Black Americans that don't like Trump, but they love what he's doing to immigrants. That's what made me talk about this, because bro was like, man, Pharaoh, I don't even like Trump, but if he kicking all these haters out of here, I got to roll with him. And Black Americans like Trump right now, love him. Black Americans that don't even like Trump love him right now for kicking these people out, especially the other blacks. Because the other blacks was never no brothers and sisters to us. And I was talking about this on the phone with a young lady earlier. Uh, Blacks that don't like us is by far worse than whites that don't like us. It's way more egregious when you black and you come over here and you don't like us. You're the worst. And like I told her sister, in America, we have more whites that like us than black immigrants. Let me repeat that. As foundational black Americans, we have a lot of whites that like and respect us more. We get more respect and more friendship from more white Americans than we get from black immigrants. There's white Americans that's racist, but I'm talking about more. Where did we get the more love between the two? We get more love, more help, and more concern from more whites than we do foreign blacks. And that's a disgrace for blacks. I got a whole bunch of white friends and a whole bunch of whites that want to help you with jobs, whatever. But black immigrants, I don't got no other black immigrant friends, especially Africans. I got a few. But the black Africans is a disgrace. I ain't gonna lie. They is pathetic. I'm going to keep it real. They got to be the worst black people on the planet. I ain't trying to stereotype all of them. I'm just telling you basically this is how I come off. If they don't want that stereotype, they ain't doing a good job to prevent it. So yeah, as a foundation of Black America, I would much rather just be over here with whites than with black immigrants. Get them the hell out of here. They worthless. They ain't bringing nothing to they ain't benefiting us. And why we gonna stand up for you? What do we lose if you go? We gain if you go. We gain if you go. Who would like? Nobody wants to say that, but it's a fact. All the women we talk to is foundational Black American women. We ain't getting no African coochie like that. Them African bras stuck up and they got them hid somewhere in the closet. We don't get to talk to African women over here. The African brothers, they come and sleep with our women and hide their women. We want them out of here. We want them out of here. Get them out of here. Send them back to Africa. Let them fix Africa. They ain't got to worry about me coming over there. I ain't trying to go no Africa. For what? Africa came to me and I ain't like it. I want to go over there with a bunch of haters. You know what I'm saying? They got their reputation in the 2000s. Africa's ruined their reputation. Their reputation is Haitians too. Haitians. That's why Haitians start with hate. They Haitians. And they be hating. That's why the root word for Haitians is hate. Them some real haters. I ain't lying. We don't got no relationship with Haitians either. Like I say, the only ones that's kind of cool is Jamaicans. But they let some haters get in there. Jamaicans, you know what I mean? But the rest of them ain't worth shit. I speak as a foundation of Black America. The rest of these black people have been worthless. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to come and strengthen what we own. You know what I mean? How you go somewhere with some more brown people like you in a country that push a lot of color racism against the brown people, and then you brown, and then you come, and then you hate on the brown ones. How the fuck you come all the way from the Caribbean and Africa, you brown, and you hate on the brown ones? And you think you better, and you smile and try to suck up to the white ones. Now the white ones want to throw your black ass out. And now you all surprised. I can't believe my white daddy want to throw me out. Yeah, he never liked you. We tried to tell you, punk. You know, we used to try to tell them, no, it's not racism. You just don't work hard. You don't work hard. We work hard. You know what I'm saying? And we like, bro, no. It's not that we don't work hard. We dealing with racism. No. You work hard. We work. If you work hard, you won't have problem. Now they throwing their black ass out. I thought if you work hard, you good. I thought if you work hard, you'll be all right. We tried to tell them. Now the president called y'all animals and said you're dirty, you're nasty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Talked about, hey man, what Trump called the Somalis? Throw those animals out of here. Now you're like, oh, that is racist. We told you. He said the country stink is a mess. It's that nasty, dirty, stinking country, basically. Now they're like, oh, oh. But we told you. Kunta. We told you. Nope. I am not Kunta Kinte. I am Tommy. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to be Kunta Kinte. You know, in Roots, he didn't want to be Toby. He wanted to be Kunta Kinte. He's like, I'm not Toby, I'm Kunta Kinte. Well, these new Africans, they're like, I am not Kunta Kinte, I am Toby. You know what I'm saying? That is the script. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. And look, y'all support the queen that April hit her GoFundMe. She going through some situations. So hit the GoFundMe. I don't want to forget that to help the sister out and try to help her raise some money. So go to the GoFundMe and help this sister April raise some money so she can get out of a bad situation. All the explanation is in the is on the GoFundMe. All of them people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with them, but I do know that Chicago is trying to go red. Yeah, April, we got you. We gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it all week. We're gonna get that 2,000 for you. We're gonna push. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. And the Democrats is in a bad situation because we do, once the Trump and them get them people out of here, don't you get your ass back in there and bring them back. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Because we didn't have this problem under the Obama administration. Because Tom, my boy Tom, this Obama's boy. A lot of people don't know that. And they were talking about that Obama got him in cage and stuff. Barack was getting him out of here. And Trump seen that Tom was getting him out of here. So that's why he went in there and that's why he hired my boy Tom. Tom trying to make America great again. You got to get these people out of here that don't live according to an American lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You got to get them out of here. They done let them people scam. They saying it could go up to $8 billion up there in Minneapolis. That money could have went towards reparation for foundational Black Americans. That money could have went for all type of programs for American citizens instead of some others that just came over from Africa scamming. Then you want to come and you want to set your religion up. And then you want to use government for religion and make and then do like you do over in these Arabic countries and make your religion a part of the government. When in America it's a separation of church and state. They want to come and use government to sanction radical Islam. That's all. Come on, man. You can't let no people come over here and sanction radical Islam. In America, you go do what you want to do. You don't got to go to church. You don't got to be a Catholic. You could be a Buddhist. You could be a Rasta. You could be a Muslim. You could be a Catholic. You could be a Methodist. You could be whatever. No, these people, you know what they do in radical Islamic State. They try to force everybody to bow to Islam. Why would you bring anybody from radical Islamic countries over here? Soon as you come and you try to come over here and we look and see where you from, no, you can't come. You're from a place that got radical Islam. No, you cannot come. Stay over there with that. This America. That's not going to work. Anyway, imagine some dude come to Chicago talking about we all got to pray at a certain time of day. Bro, we only got to pray once. And that's at your funeral. I'm not pushing violence. I'm just saying, bro, we ain't going like that. You trying to push Allah on me. Bro, you going to go see Allah, bro. You love Allah so much. Shut him out. Dude love Allah a whole lot. Make sure, send them to him. You know what I'm saying? We'll do it. I'm just saying, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Since you love Allah, you know, hey, don't fret. You're going to be with your God. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no problem. I'm just saying, I'm not promoting violence. It's just the idea. It's a joke, but it's a serious joke. You know what I'm saying? Bro, don't try to force me to pray to Allah like that. Don't force me to pray to Allah. You know what I'm saying? I don't be getting on my knees like that. You know what I'm saying? I might get on my knees if she's standing up and she want me to make her shiver. I might do that. You know what I'm saying? I might get on my knees. If that thing clean and all that, I might. I've been on my knees before, but I was doing naughty stuff. I was making legs shiver. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, you know what I'm saying? I definitely ain't going to heaven. You don't bring no radical religious stuff over here. The stuff that I be doing to ladies, I don't got a chance. I'm going to hell. Okay, for sure I'm going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to a queen, my queen, I'm breaking all the rules. I'm not. They ain't gonna let me in the Catholic Church, the Methodist Church, the Baptist Church. They not. I can't get in no church. In the name of Jesus, they're gonna rebuke me like the devil. I can't. They're gonna say you ain't supposed to be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a chance because you're supposed to be missionary style, and I like to hit it from the back. I'm a I guess I'm a devil. You know what I'm saying? It's hitting it from the back because, they say missionary. The Europeans say, no, you can't do it like that. You gotta do missionary style. And I'm like, well, I'm on a mission, but it ain't nary. You know what I'm saying? Your boy on a mission. All mission, no nary. I'm just saying. I'm breaking rules. So me and the church and stuff don't work. Especially at my age. You know what I'm saying? Because my age, that's why all the queens at the church. Can I get an amen? So I'm kind of bogus. I kind of would put on the suit. If I was really looking for a queen, I probably would put on the suit Sunday and go to church because that's where all the bad chicks at. It's bad. If you're an older brother, it's man the club. No, they at the church. You got to put your suit on. You got to be able to go in there. You ain't got to fake. You ain't got to say hallelujah. No, you just got to be looking sharp, smelling good, and just be in there. And they going to say, what's your name? Hey, how you doing? I'm Sister Kathy. Okay, what's your name? Brother Pharaoh. Okay, Brother Pharaoh. Okay. Then the next week, she's going to be like, hi, Brother Pharaoh. She's going to have like a better dress on, She's going to come with a better dress on. Then her competitor's going to come with a better dress on. They're going to have a switch off. You know what I'm saying? And every week, they're going to be looking better and better, And then, you pick one, then you baptize her. In the name of the Father and the Son, take her to the crib and baptize her, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she don't even want to go to church no more. If you ain't going, she don't got to go no more. She found a man, Can I get an amen? And I say, love him, love him, love him. She got a whole new song now. They in the church though for the brother. I just gave y'all a game. They in the church. They looking for a husband though. They ain't looking for no bum. Nobody gonna give her STDs and stuff. They looking for a husband. If you ain't husband material, you don't want to get married. You don't want to be a king and get you a queen, then, stay in the little boys lane. Brothers like me, once I go out, I'm looking for a wife. I'm not looking for no girlfriend. Facts. I mean, I got to do a better job. That's why I had 3 of them, but at least I'll be, you know what I'm saying? All right, at least I had 3 of them. The last one lasted a long time, though. I did good. You know what I'm saying? I did good the last time. So next time it's going to be even better. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So go to church. They're going to be talking about, and the Lord. Just go in there, looking sharp. About a month or 2 later, she at the crib with you. It never rains in Southern California. About 2-3 months later, she at the crib. Let me lick you up and down until you say you stop. Let me play you with your body, baby. It's no more Jesus music. You know what I'm saying? I want to get freaky with you. It's a whole new religion, so a song gonna be bopping off. You know what I'm saying? With sister, you don't even gotta call her Sister Carol no more. Now she just Carol. Carol, what baby? You know what I'm saying? That's where the good wives at. You know what I'm saying? But I should do a video on that. Y'all need to stop cheating on these black women. Find you a nice black woman. Love her. Take care of her. Get married. No phone numbers from no other women. None of that. That's what you young brothers need to do. Find you a queen. Stop dealing with girlfriends. That's a whole nother video. Because if you find you a queen and you treat her well, she gonna ride all the way out. Ain't nobody ride like a black woman. She gonna ride out for you. See what I'm saying? That's just on the side note to the brothers. Man, get married, man. Find your wife and get married. If you need a prenuptial, get a prenuptial. That's all. But I mean, if you with a woman and stuff, and you break up, you still supposed to look out for her anyway. You're supposed to break off some bread anyway. I don't know why you so stingy. But that's what y'all brothers need to be on. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You doing good. You got a good wife. That's why. You got a good wife. She's standing in there with you. You're doing good. That's a good thing. Good role model for the children. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I'm telling y'all, that's the best life. All that running around, it ain't no good. STDs, spreading STDs, weirdo stuff. Gotta hide your phone. When I'm with a woman, I take my phone, sit it right there. I don't gotta hide my phone. I don't gotta hide my phone. I don't gotta hide my phone. I gotta be like, have my phone. Nah, sit my phone right there. It can ring. It ain't nobody on there. I ain't got to hide my phone. And I'm not checking her phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not checking her phone. The desire to not have children, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's weirdo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's weirdo stuff. Children make you work harder. Children make you make better economical decisions. And then children are an investment. So the people that, if they talk about not having children for economical purposes, they just ain't good with economics. That's a you ain't if you talking economically and not having children for economics, you ain't good at no damn economics because you have a son and a daughter and you do right and make them do right and they become a millionaire. How that ain't good economics? Your son could come back and buy you a mansion. So LeBron James' mama didn't make a good economical move. I'm just saying, a product of birth. Talking about they don't want to have birth. They're having a great life. There is no life if your mama didn't have you. What? Why? How you living a good life? Who birthed? Was you born? Okay then. No baby. If your mama don't have no babies, you're not having no life. And everywhere you going, you walking around people that was born. Everybody you meet was born. So your priorities messed up. You're like, I ain't got no kids, but I like a trip. I wouldn't trade my children for no trip. I would not trade my children for no goddamn trip. Man, I wouldn't trade no life for my children. Ain't no way. If you could offer me $100 million and a castle for no children, ain't no way I'd take that. Ain't no way. It ain't nothing more valuable than my children. Without my children, I ain't got no grandchildren. I got grandchildren. Children is the gift that keeps on giving. You're going to be an old, lonely man on an airplane going somewhere. That ain't nobody gonna give a damn you went, because it ain't gonna be nobody. I got some friends that ain't got no babies. Some male friends. I got some males I know ain't got no babies. That's it. I know some people, I know some men ain't got no babies. We need children. We need to reproduce. We need a future. You know what I'm saying? And we don't got no children. We ain't got no future. We got to have sons. We got to have daughters. We got to reprocreate. We have to reproduce. We have to be fruitful and multiply. We have to bring children into the world to have a future. No children, no future. So working and making money, but not having inheritance or nobody to get the money is foolishness. Now, working and doing stuff and don't want no children is what they call selfishness. So you might just be selfish, want everything for yourself, don't want to take care of nobody, don't want to do nothing for nobody, just want to do everything for you, don't want to feed a son or a daughter. You look at feeding a son and a daughter as negative. I hang out with men that got children, and we put our children together, and we have birthday parties, and our children hang out, and we got wives, and then we have grandchildren, and we have mothers and fathers, we have grands, we have lineage. We have lineage. I don't support no lineage. My mother don't have no babies, I'm not here. So when you start supporting not having no babies, you supporting that you shouldn't be here. No, I have no respect for nobody that's here but don't want to bring no more people here. No, you're selfish. Anytime you're born and you enter the world and you here to enjoy the world, deal with the world, but you don't want to bring nobody else into the world, you're selfish. I want these young people to have some children. My granddaddy had my daddy had me, I had my sons, my son had my grandson. That's all I know. You ain't talking that. You ain't talking nothing I want to hear. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear nobody that was born that's denying somebody else the right to be born. I don't want to hear no antichrist. We call that antichrist. There's be fruitful and multiply on the righteous side. So if the righteous side is be fruitful and multiply, what's the side to say don't multiply and don't be fruitful? Imagine if apple trees didn't have apples. Because it ain't no different than having babies than apple trees having apples. Imagine an orange tree that don't have no oranges. Imagine if all the food was barren and didn't give birth to food. I don't want to have no apples. Imagine if the apple tree say, I don't want to have no apples. I just want to be here and just be a tree and just enjoy just me being a tree. I don't want to be responsible for no apples. I don't want to be responsible for no oranges. I won't have no oranges. If you eat meat, imagine if the cow didn't want to have no cows. What would you eat? Imagine if the pig didn't give birth. If you want to get on some deep, if you want to get with Big Pharaoh and get on some deep metaphysical, if you eat meat, if the animals went by your philosophy, you wouldn't have nothing to eat. So your philosophy is a dark, negative philosophy. Because we live in a world of reproduction. The flowers reproduce, the trees reproduce, the people reproduce, the animals reproduce. When you're talking no reproduction, you're talking no food. But that's a high level if you want to get on high, which you don't want to get on. Okay? So you see all these people got sinus problems. You know why people got sinus problems? Because you live in a world that's beginning to push no reproduction. What do I mean by that? All the trees are males. All the trees in your cities is males. And when you grow a marijuana plant, the male makes balls and releases pollen. The female have buds and she catches the pollen and then she makes seeds. So when you only got male trees, guess what you got? Pollen. And if you got no female trees to catch the pollen, then you got too much pollen. And when you got too much pollen, guess what you got? Allergies, sinus problems, because all that's in the air is pollen. There's no female trees to catch the pollen to make the fruit or to make whatever the tree's supposed to make the seeds to make more trees. So all across America is nothing but male trees. That's why allergies are getting worse and worse and worse and worse, because it's just all male pollen. That's also why you got to go to the store to buy food, because if you had female trees, you would have apples, you would have oranges. So the Babylon system don't want you to have no female plants. They want to take the females and hide them behind a big fence so they could sell you an apple. But if they had male and female apple trees, you wouldn't have to buy apples. You wouldn't have to buy oranges. You wouldn't have to buy pecans and almonds and grapes. You wouldn't have to buy that. So they got you living in a barren world like the brother. He represents being barren. He represents no food, nothing but male energy, no reproductive. So he's a fraud because he lives off of reproduction, but he's anti-reproduction. Because if the world was like how he living, he wouldn't have any oranges. He wouldn't have any apples. He wouldn't have nothing to eat. So he's pushing a philosophy as a human being, but he's living off of what he's against. He's living off of reproduction, but he's against reproduction. Facts. The brother say he don't want to have no children. He's pushing no reproduction, but every day he eating based off of animals having children. He's based off of the fruit having children. His whole life is based off of people having children because his mother had a child for him to have that philosophy. He's not here to have no philosophy if his mama didn't have him. If his mama didn't have him, he would have no opinion. He's only got an opinion because he was born. But he's against another person being born. So the question is, maybe it was him that should have been born instead of his children. I'm just saying. Maybe that process should have started earlier with you. I'm just saying, maybe you the one shouldn't have been born. Since you don't want to have no children, what you here for? Let's look at that. Let's look at that. I'm enjoying life only because your mother had you, though. Right? He said, I like enjoying life. You ain't enjoying life if your mother don't have you. So basically you're saying you don't want nobody else to enjoy life like you. You don't want to bring nobody else in the world to go on trips and enjoy life like you. You're just happy your mother brought you in the world so you could be selfish and enjoy life. Yeah, Pharaoh, I'm enjoying life. But I don't want to bring nobody else in the world to enjoy life. What that sound like? What that sound like? What that sound like when you happy to be alive, but you don't want nobody else to be happy to be alive? What that sound like? And everything you got come from reproduction. Everything you come from birth. Everything you got when you go on vacation, everything you ate was born. Everything. When you get on the plane, take your trip, all them almonds or whatever they get on that plane was born. If everything was sterile, there wouldn't be no food on the plane. There wouldn't be no people on the plane. There wouldn't be no trips. Let's just keep it real. Matter of fact, if you brought that back, you're not here. So imagine a person here saying they don't want nobody to be here, but they here. Well, if you take that retroactive, you're not here. You saying that you shouldn't have been here. When you say you don't want no children, you saying your mother shouldn't have had none. What are you saying? You saying that you hate the fact you was born. What else are you saying? If you're against reproduction, but you here because of reproduction, you cursing yourself. And that's how people pass away and don't have no family lineage. Don't have nobody at their funeral. Don't have nobody care about them because they be selfish. Don't have nobody come to the hospital check on them. Don't have no sons, don't have no grandsons, don't have no future. It's like they was never here. Because you reincarnate when you have sex, and that's how you stay here. So no matter what happened to me, I'm already here 4 times. I got 3 sons. I'm here 3 times. I got a grandson. I'm here 4 times already. So I'll be here. Him, he'll be gone. How old is too old to father child? When you can't get nobody pregnant. As long as you can get somebody pregnant, what your body telling you, Greg? If your body make the sperm and you have sex with a woman, she can get pregnant. Why would your body allow you to get somebody pregnant unless that was something? If you're not supposed to have babies, you would not be able to get nobody pregnant. That's why a lot of men, when they get to a point, right? A lot of men, when they get to a point they're not supposed to have babies, guess what? Guess what they do have? Erectile dysfunction. So you're going to have erectile dysfunction, you're not going to get hard, and you're not going to have no babies. Why? Because your body weak, and you're probably not going to be here long. But if you wake up in the morning and you're still stiff, it's a possibility you're going to live another 20, 30 years. So if you, like I'm 67, if I get a woman pregnant right now and I live to 87, that child be grown. That child ain't gonna need that child ain't gonna need me. So if I get a woman pregnant right now, that child will have a fine life. Because I'm 67. And when I get 87, my son be 20 years old. He'd be fine. And when I'm 87, it's a high possibility I won't be able to get a woman pregnant, which means it's time for me to stop getting people pregnant because I can't get them pregnant. Just like a woman, it get to a point she can't get pregnant. She go through menopause, not right? So she can't give birth. So your body lets you know when it's over with. But even if I get a young girl pregnant at 87 and I pass away, that baby still can grow up and be productive in society, and that baby could have a baby. And that lineage could still be here, whether I'm here or not. That's a fact. That boy could still grow up, still get married, still have have sons and daughters. Which is going to still be a good thing at the end of the day. Which is on a side note, no matter what happened to you in your life when you was young, you done got older. Give thanks for your life. Stop carrying the burdens of the bad things that happened to you and enjoy the fact you're here and live from this point on. Stop carrying that baggage. If you're going to carry baggage, what happened to you when you was young? You might as well passed away back then. What is you living for? Okay, it's 2025. Something happened to you in 2015. That was 2015. Why is you talking about that in 2025? It's 2025. That's over with. Put your burdens and all your problems behind you. When something happens to you that's really bad, that's too bad, you'll be dead. If you don't die, that means it ain't that bad. Listen to me. No matter what happened to you, if you don't die, it wasn't that bad. Because if it was that bad, you'd be dead. Always remember that. I got stabbed. I could have bled out and died. The police and ambulance saved me. I didn't die, right? All right, then. I don't care nothing about that. I'm doing me today. Understand? If you alive, then make it do what it do. Because if it was that bad, you'd be dead. So if you're not dead, it wasn't that bad. I don't care what it was. It wasn't that bad. Because when it's too much for you, you'll be dead. And if you're alive, that means you can handle it. Am I right? If you're alive, you can handle it. If you can't handle it, you'll be dead. Am I right or am I wrong? If you're alive, you can handle it. Whatever it is. If I be in an accident, lose both legs, but I'm alive, that means I can handle it. If I couldn't handle it, I would have died. So I'm going to get in my wheelchair, and I'm going to do what I do, make it do what it do. I'm going to enjoy all I can enjoy in that wheelchair. I'm going to do it big in the wheelchair. I might even learn how to spin around in it and do tricks. But I ain't gonna be like all down and out, because if it was that bad, I would be gone. This is a word to the wise. If you're alive, it's all good, baby. Make it do what it do. I don't care what the hell going on. If everything go bad and I'm homeless, I'm finna have a good time, the best time I can have homeless. Pharaoh is stubborn. It might be homeless, it ain't, but I'm gonna make the best of that. You know what I mean? Older men have babies with an older mentality sometimes, but it's all I'm saying is that life gonna make it do what life gonna make it do. And if you're not supposed to have babies, then you will not have sperm strong enough to have babies. And if you got sperm strong enough to have babies, then nature is telling you that you can have babies, because nature is going to dictate what you can do and what you can't do. So, like, you can get to the point where you can't get on the basketball court and can't play basketball. Nature has said you can't play basketball. But if you're my age and I could still get on the court and do you, then I should be playing. I could play basketball. And at 67, if you can't hit your free throws and you get on the court with me, you might lose. Because when I get on the free throw line, I'm going to hit 5. When I get on the free throw line next time, I hit 5 or 6 in a row. And if you let me get to a free throw too many times, and I got 18, game over. 19, 20, game. That's my son. That want a rematch right now. I wasn't out there super physical with him. He's younger than me, but he kept putting me on the free throw line. And one thing about Big Pharaoh, I got to touch. You know what I'm saying? I got to touch. I might hit 10. I might get 10 on the free throw line. All I got to do is shoot it right. Because with the ball, all you got to do is put it up there. It'll go in. All you got to do with the basketball is put it up there soft. It's going to go in every time. It only ain't going to go in if you hit the outside of the rim. It's going to go this way. But if you hit it in here, and if you get it right in the hole, so if you could play basketball, how could you say you're too old to play basketball? Ladies, if you could dance, you ain't too old to dance. And if you can make your knees touch your elbows, holla at me. Ladies, it's not over. It's not there. You ain't too old, ladies. Don't let nobody tell you too old. You know what I'm saying? You ain't too old to be sexy. You ain't too old to be in love. You ain't too old to be with a man. None of that. You ain't too old. Don't let nobody lie to you. It's still popping. Don't let nobody make you think you too old. You ain't too old. When you get too old, you'll be dead. All right, Punchy. If you ain't dead, you ain't too old, all right? If you ain't dead, you ain't too old. Don't let nobody tell you that. There ain't no such thing as too old. The hell is that? Okay? So make sure y'all support the channel. Victory.